around the world. Thank you for joining us once again here on Talk and Fight, another episode of the Friday Night Panel featuring myself, Grumpy Graham, and traveling Mike Orr. All right, we've just got three cards really to deal with tonight, and I don't think any major issues except the one that just popped up that we just discussed. But what do you want to talk about first there, Mike?
Honestly, I want to talk about the Lopez card first. Lopez Conlon.
Yep.
You know, Luis Alberto Lopez
Yep.
may have to start calling himself the Road Warrior. Lopez will make his first defense of his IBF featherweight world title against Michael Mick Conlon on Saturday, May 27th. This one's at the SSE Arena in Conlon's hometown of Belfast. Wow, when was the last time we saw Conlon in the ring? That devastating knockout where he fell out of the ring?
Is that the one where Lee Wood was knocked down first, got up, and then knocked him out? Yeah,
I believe so. I believe so.
I'm pretty sure that's the one. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is. So Lopez Conlon and the undercard belts will stream. This one's live and exclusive on ESPN Plus in the United States, and BT Sports will broadcast this one in the UK. Honestly, Lopez, he's 27-2, 15 KOs. From Mexico, he navigated a bumpy terrain to become the world champion. And after early career defeats to Abram Montoya and Ruben Villa, stunned his momentum. Lopez thrilled the American fans with his July 2020 split decision victory over Andy Vencia inside the MGM Grand Bubble. 14 months later, he dominated the unbeaten junior lightweight prospect Gabriel Flores Jr. over 10 rounds. Lopez then moved to the featherweight and stopped another undefeated foe, Isaac Lowe, in 7 rounds at London's York Hall. And then after 2 stay busy wins, he received his shot at a title. Turning an expected triumph leads homecoming into disappointment for the partisan fan. Conlon, 18-1 with 9 KOs, turned pro in 2017 after a decorated Irish amateur career that included 2 Olympic berths, an Olympic bronze medal, and gold medals at the World Championships, European Championships, Commonwealth Games. His double middle finger salute to the judges at the 2016 Rio Olympics turned him into a fighting folk hero, and as a pro, he proved himself on the world stage. Last March, he nearly captured the WBA featherweight crown from Lee Wood in Wood's hometown of Nottingham, England. Conlon, in ahead on all 3 scorecards, was knocked out in the 12th round of ESPN's Fight of the Year. The Wood disappointment did not linger as Conlon came back later that year with victories over Miguel Mariaga and Kareem Garafi at the SEC Arena. 5 months after knocking out Garafi in 1 round, Conlon returns to a friendly SEC Arena confines, prepared to size up his championship moment here. So, yeah, this one is going to be great, man. We got Nick Ball on the undercard here. Peace O'Leary. Both these guys, I've profiled these kids. Definitely wants to be watching, man. Ball's WBC silver featherweight title is up for grabs. O'Leary's WBC international junior welterweight title is also up for grabs. Your thoughts on any of these fights?
Just that I hope Conlon wins.
Me too. He that was a big upset that he suffered, man. That knockout, and to bounce back from that, good things. Unlike the bounce back that we had with the knockout of the week, man. Wow. There was no bouncing back from that one. But yeah, then we got to talk about Woods and Laura. We were talking about it. Let's discuss this one.
So as you know, in a nutshell, Mauricio Laura has come in overweight, and therefore he's been stripped of his WBA crown. So that's why I, despite all the odds, hope that Wood can beat him nonetheless, because he is heavier. That's it. I suppose that's if Wood chooses to fight him. I'm sure he will. But anyway, if Wood then beats Lara, it'll be interesting to see if Wood can then get another rematch against Conlon.
Yeah.
So from a fight fan perspective, I'm hoping that the Lara Wood fight goes forward, and I hope that Wood wins. But I don't know. That's a tough one to call. When I don't know why Lara. First of all, I don't understand why he's not allowed to lose the weight. And secondly, I don't know. Was he just giving up?
You know what? Honestly, like he's 26-2-1, 19 KOs. He captured that WBA title by knocking out Wood, down in the 7th round with that stunning left hook at the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham. Former world champion rose to his feet, but then Ben Davison threw in that towel to save him. I think he would take this a little more serious. To come in overweight in a rematch, was he not taking him serious? Was he thinking that the outcome is going to be the same? Lethal, who was ahead on all 3 scorecards at the time of that stoppage, gets an immediate shot of redemption against him, and one of the most feared punches in the world. And at the top of the stack card features, the former title challenger Jack Catterall, which is going to be great too as well.
Right.
In this fight. So if we're not going to get the show that we were hoping for, at least Jack Catterall can pick up the slack. Making his matchroom debut against Dara Foley, who's 22-4-1 with 10 KOs, and then Danny Ball taking on Anthony Tomlinson. This is a good one, and that one's for the vacant English welter title. So, I'm not really worried if this one, it's upsetting. These guys are paid. You know what I mean? They're paid to come in and show up and do what they need to do. To come in overweight is just unacceptable. You can't really say anything about that. It's just it's an unacceptable thing.
Not at the prices they're paying for tickets and pay-per-view. Is Josh Warrington in that same division?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. I can't remember if the other Josh Taylor, moved up in weight, but I think he's going up against Teofimo Lopez next month.
Yes.
Anyway, so there might be some rationale for Mauricio Lara moving up in weight. I'm not sure, but I, for one, as a boxing fan, would like to have seen that fight go down, because I would like to have seen Conlon win, Lee would win. I would love to have seen that rematch.
Yes, definitely. Oh, man, that fight. Every time I think about it, man, it puts a smile on my face. Like what a grueling contest. What a way to kick some ass, man.
Yeah, no. So it's great though. I mean, having on a complete sidebar here, having a fight down in Dublin one week and then having a fight in Belfast the next week. The Irish must be loving it, quite frankly.
Oh, they are. My cousin was telling me all about it. He just messaged me.
Yeah.
He's telling me I'm missing all the good fights and when I need to get my ass over there.
How's your betting going? Are you winning?
Betting's going great.
You
oh
winning?
My gosh. Should we tell all the people today?
Oh, have you forgotten?
Have we? No. But you know what? Guys, today's episode is brought to you by the BetStamp app, which is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for free. The same way travelers use Google Flights or Expedia to find the best prices, bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given to you by a sportsbook will determine how much you could possibly win, even when betting on the same outcome. Yep. Different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sportsbooks. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for the game lines, player props, and even future bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in sports betting and maximize your chances on winning long-term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000 plus yearly just by line shopping. And you can find the BetStamp app on Apple iOS, Google Play Store, or through your browser at www.betstamp.app. To access all these benefits, sign up using our promo code Talk and Fight and start your journey to successful sports betting today. If you forget to use the code upon sign up, you can always enter our code in the BetStamp account settings afterwards, guys. So do me a favor, go check it out. www.betstamp.app/Talk and Fight. Or you know what? You guys can just hit up this QR code right here beside us, or the one that's going to show up right above Graham's head right there, guys. So you got 2 options, one on either side, whatever you want to do. Just hit it up. Start your winning, guys. You know what it's about. Okay, back to fights. That's where we're at. Honestly, the big one I think I'm interested for has to be the Coley Billiam Smith card.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good one. Honestly, I love this kid, Okoli. I've been watching this kid for a while. It's going to be a great night of boxing at South Coast Seafront. It's set for Saturday, May 27th, when the cruiserweight rivals Lawrence the Sauce Okoli, 19-0 with 14 KOs, and Chris the Gentleman Billiam Smith, 17-1 with 12 KOs, will square off in a World Championship title clash, live and exclusively in the UK and Republic of Ireland on Sky Sports. The biggest boxing event to ever take place on the South Coast will be staged in Bournemouth's biggest venue, the Vitality Stadium, home to Billiam Smith's beloved Premier League football team, the AFC Bournemouth. So, press conference was staged at the historic Landmark Hotel in London on Tuesday to formally announce the event, but with both fighters then due to attend Vitality Stadium later in the evening to stage their first face-off on the pitch at halftime during the AFC Bournemouth's home clash against rival Brighton. Okoli has held the WBO World Cruiser Championship since his March 2021 stoppage win over Krzysztof Głowiecki. Since then, he has made 3 successful defenses, most recently handing New Zealand Championship David Light the first loss of his professional career in last month's Manchester encounter. During his reign, Okoli has watched as a band of bona fide cruiserweight contenders has emerged, all of whom are signed to Boxer, stable and completely exclusive on Sky Sports. Bournemouth's Billiam Smith and London's Richard Rakapor and Michaela Lawal are all homegrown talents who have their eyes on this crown. So, he's got a long list of guys that are ready to take this thing away from him. Trainer Shane McGuigan, several times boxing trainer of the year among numerous sports publications. Billiam Smith has climbed the ranks steadily, winning first the Commonwealth Cruiserweight Championship and then the European Cruiserweight Championship to build a solid platform for the world title shot. And his army of fans now extends well outside his beloved Bournemouth, thanks to all his action fighting style. His clash with Isaac Chamberlain in last year was hailed as Fight of the Year contender at the British Boxing Board of Control annual awards. It became an instant classic for fight fans across the country. So this one's going to be great, man. There's a lot of great undercard action on here. Lawal, Chamberlain are also confirmed for this card. The British Championship, Lawal defending his title, is what is sure to be a thrilling fight, man. Both those guys, real great volume punchers, real fast. It's going to be a wonderful event, man, to watch. Also, Chris Ardingstall taking on Jay Taylor. This one's gonna be good. I like watching this girl get in the ring too, man. Sam Egerton is taking on Joe Pigford. Michael McKinson is taking on Lieben Morales. Just to round out a few on this card, but this one's set to be a good event. This one, I believe, is starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, because I think they did not want to compete with the other fights.
Exactly, because the other one gets off at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so there's an hour difference there. They'll both have their prelims probably on YouTube to watch, but yeah, definitely they didn't want to compete.
the interesting thing about that, the main card there, is the actual trainers, right? You've actually got Sugar Hill Stewart on one side, McGuigan on the other side.
Yeah.
So, and these guys used to be training partners too, by the way.
Yeah.
So, it's, as I think one of them said it, it's going to be all business. So.
Oh yeah, it's going to be all business. It's going to be great too. I can't wait to see it. Then we got another card. Oh. We got that other card, man. Alexei Roca.
Oh yes, of
Anthony
course.
Young.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's starting 9 p.m., man. Returning to the fight stage as a headliner for the second time of 2023, Alexis Roca, 22-1, 14 KOs, will defend his NABO welterweight title for the third time against Anthony Juice Young, who's 24-2 with 8 KOs. The 12-round welterweight fight, which was originally scheduled for last January, will take place at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. This one gets underway at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't want to miss this one. It's just one of those ones. You don't want to miss it. It's boxing. It's great. I love watching these guys. Roca, I've been watching this kid for a long time. He's very exciting in the ring. Hailing from Santa Ana, California. He comes from a respectable fight family. He's the younger brother of Ronnie Rios, who was the youngest fighter to win a gold medal at the Junior Olympics at 14 years old in 2012, and caught the attention of the boxing world as he continued on to become a 6-time national champion during his amateur career. Roca signed with Golden Boy in January of 2016 and made an electrifying professional debut in March 2016, knocking out Jordan Rosario at the Belasco Theater in Los Angeles. His only career blemish is a unanimous decision loss in October 2021 against Rashidi Ellis, in which he confidently came back with 6 consecutive wins. Roca locked in the NABO welterweight title in a unanimous decision victory against Argentinian Luis Alberto Veron in July of 2022 on the undercard of the Ryan Garcia and Javier Fortuna match, which he successfully defended against Jesus Ricky Perez in October of 2022 and George Ashe in January of this year. So, and then Anthony Juice Young represents Atlantic City, New Jersey. He made his professional debut at 23 on October 28th, 2021 against Conway Hill, winning by unanimous decision. With only 2 blemishes on his early career resume, he's had a string of wins, including a stunning upset of former WBO junior middleweight champ Sadim Ali via 3rd-round knockout on the main 2019 Alvarez and Jacobs undercard in Las Vegas. Since then, he's fought victoriously 3 times, the last being the unanimous decision win over Jose Zaragoza in October of last year. So, anything else you want to talk about?
Just one quick note, completely unrelated to this weekend's boxing matches. I noticed today that Alexander Usyk has finally picked a partner to fight next, and that's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, Daniel Dubois, and it's going to take place in Poland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting because there's still talk of that big clash taking place in Saudi Arabia in December, where Usyk would fight Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua would fight Deontay Wilder. That would be a massive heavyweight brawl. But in the meantime, they all have to have tune-up fights. So
I heard there's something about Joshua and Tyson Fury for the summer. I also heard that.
I think this is a case of money talks, though, and at the end of the day, this, no matter what's going to happen, seriously, you have to think that the Saudis are putting their money where their mouths are. They want to be known as the new Las Vegas of the boxing world,
right?
Even though really the mecca of boxing is Madison Square Gardens, if you ask me. But I think they want that 4-person bout to go forward, and they're going to pay heavily for it. And the fighters probably are looking forward to it. But interesting enough, could Usyk beat Dubois? That's the question.
I think so. I think he could. I think he has a good possibility. I think he has a good probability of coming out with a win there. Definitely.
Well, it's starting to clean up that cluttered heavyweight division as we there's been.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. In the years to come, there are many heavyweights coming up this ranking list that are just
there are.
Just gonna start pulling shit apart.
I think I remember even talking to Christian von Sponek last year about this exact scenario happening, where 2023 is going to be this peculiar year where various fighters are obviously going to slip down the rankings. Various fighters are going to maintain their top 5 positions, but at the end of the day, it's that swell, if you will, of new young fighters in the heavyweight division. They're going to make the difference. Not this year. They'll continue to fight, but next year.
So Tyson Fury has confirmed that talks are underway with Anthony Joshua for September, so at Wembley. So that's interesting. Oh, also, Eddie Hearn claims that ESPN won't be renewing their contract with top-ranked promoter Bob Arum because their contract is now out. And so that's going to be an interesting one.
Maybe Bob Arum can offer us a contract to live stream his shows.
Hey, sounds good to me. I'm down to do it.
So you had fun in Niagara Falls last weekend?
I did. It was great. Lucas Batty came through with a wonderful stoppage, put that belt around his waist, and walked home the champion. What a great event. Yeah, definitely wonderful. Guys, check it out on our channel. The videos are up. You can see all the fights. Also, Josh Lupia came through with another wonderful stoppage as well of his guy. Yeah, man, that was great. I got bled on during that fight.
I heard.
Yeah, it was great. Had to go home, wash my hat, my face, my shirt. It was wonderful. Yeah, shout out to Lee Baxter. Thanks for letting us come, media. Yeah, it was a wonderful event. That's a Niagara Falls Convention Center. First time there for boxing. Great venue. Definitely will hit it up in the future.
Where are we heading next for a boxing event?
Tomorrow I'm heading to Budo for the sparring session for Lee Smith's all-female historical card that's happening June 6th.
Good.
I'm going to the open sparring session where I will be talking to the 60 competitors that have been confirmed that will be showing up. We will be watching their open workout and their sparring. We'll be getting some footage of that, and then I will be trying to interview as many of these lovely females that we can talk to and find out their thoughts on this historical event and being part of it.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Lee is putting together, not Lee Baxter, Lee Smith is putting together a tournament.
Yeah,
it's an invitational taking place in June. I know I'm going to be away that weekend, so I can't go, sadly. But this is going to be great. I mean, as far as I can tell, women are coming from across the continent.
They have confirmed women coming from all over Canada and coming up from the United States as well.
Right, like Boxing USA is supporting this big time.
Michael Campbell, who was actually on Brooke Deardorff's show, No Mercy, confirmed that he actually is he's been working with Lee Smith, know who she is, and has been supporting this tournament. He's the head of Team USA Boxing, and he's actually putting on a historical event in Texas that Brooke has now been invited to go to as a commentator / influencer. Hopefully she takes that invite and goes. So that's going to be a historical event for professional women's boxing this year as well. So right. Yeah, there's lots of things going on in women's boxing.
There is, and it's kind of neat that you and I have sat here for two and a half years or so and watched this happen before our very eyes, where we now have an all-female tournament, professional tournament.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
And happening in Canada.
Yeah.
So I would love to while you're down there, see if you can get some comments from some of these trainers or gym owners from Canada who had to survive the Hayashi reign of terror. So
yes, the Hayashi reign of terror that destroyed Ontario boxing.
But as we are noticing right now, it is coming back in a big way. And we keep telling Carl this and all of his British supporters, quite frankly, whether it's women or men, we've got champs on both sides of the fence.
Yep.
And take a look at Better BF. He just announced now. I know he's Russian born, but he's now calling Quebec his home. I forget but he just announced a fight. So that's taking place in Quebec, and it's going to be fantastic. To see that happen. Finally, I mean, boxers are coming to Canada because they recognize there's a huge boxing market here. I think we have a comment. Let me just read this comment. What would you say is more on the rise, male or female boxing? As male boxing has a lot of new people coming in, but women are starting to get recognized in the boxing world and starting to make a profit. Well, are they ever starting to make a profit?
Yeah, they are. They're finally getting recognition for all the time and effort and struggles that they've gone through and put it into this sport. Like, they've had the shit end of the stick for a very long time. Like I said, we're approaching the time now that it's no longer considered women's boxing. It's boxing.
Right. There's a boxing match going on.
Yes, period. There's a boxing match going on. It's not, there's a women's match. It's,
right.
Hey, Taylor Serrano boxing match. We're finally taking the woman out of it.
The one comment I would have with respect to Evan's comment here is the shenanigans that are still going on the male side of it. For example, the Mauricio Lara weight issue, that's one.
Right.
But the clomiphene drug issue, okay,
Mhm.
what the heck? You would think that the men would recognizing in terms of the cycle of sports. We've gone from, say, the Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier kind of 70s kind of clashes that were amazing, uh, to the WWF/WWE and Vince McMahon and his entertainment sport, if you will, to the UFC and MMA. But people are getting tired of seeing men roll around all slicked up in oil. And yeah, anyway, so I think traditional boxing is coming back, and to have women compete at this level is great for boxing. And what Mike and I are noticing is it's happening around the world. Whether you're talking about uh, a former Eastern Bloc country in Europe, or you're talking about Nigeria or Ghana, and the hatred that exists between, quite frankly, those two groups of fighters, even though Ghana is about as small as Canada is compared to America, uh, or whether you're talking about Australia, New Zealand, even. Oh, I've been mentioning my news show, the crop of fighters coming up from Vietnam, from Thailand, let alone China and Japan and Korea. Like, we hardly ever hear about the fights that are taking place in Asia. But my point is both men and women are fighting, not just men. So in terms of on the rise, obviously since 2012, when the women were allowed to compete in boxing in the Olympics, so let's say 2012 be that benchmark. But we have female former boxers on Talk and Fight who can tell you about all the troubles they've gone through
Yeah.
as professionals to get to this point. To see Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano finally get their due, to see guys like McCaskill. I mean, now we can actually sit here and start naming names, whereas a couple of years ago we would maybe have maybe half a dozen, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But now we've got a very competitive um, bunch of women, to be blunt, and probably all started by Ebony Bridges, if you ask me. Because when she walked out of that fight, like, she walked into it as a blonde bombshell.
Yeah.
Admittedly, like, that's what she was
And walked
calling
into the
herself.
fight with one of the worst hematomas I've seen in boxing today.
Exactly. And you
Like,
know what?
you know what I mean?
Survived.
Her eye was worse than the Juggernauts when he lost his fight a couple of weeks back. His
It,
eye was not as bad as
right,
Ebony Bridges' eye in that
right,
Shannon Courtney fight. That was
right.
the nastiest thing I've ever seen. I don't even know how she could see out of it. I don't know how they let it continue, but that girl is tough as nails. I don't give a shit what you say or anybody says. That girl can fight and she can take a punch. And you know what? That fight did start an upward momentum for female boxing to show that they're not just pretty girls dressed in these little skirts going out there and banging it out. No, they're showing that they're true warriors in there. They're whooping ass and they're taking names and they're just climbing these ranks, man. And it's crazy.
So how are we going to enjoy your show tomorrow? Are you going to go live streaming these interviews that you're doing, or sparring
No, I was
sessions?
thinking, I was thinking maybe I would just record it all and we put it all together in some sort of like little series.
Maybe drop up some shorts here and there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you know what? I'll definitely drop some shorts, on our social media and stuff of the sparring because sparring gets heated just like fights, and these girls are going to be sparring the people that they will be fighting against. So, you
yep.
know, people will be bringing their A game, and definitely we will be there to see it. Apparently, I've told there are going to be some awards that are going to be given out as well. So we definitely catch that award ceremony part.
Yep.
We'll probably live stream the award ceremony and see, you know just put it out there because this is a big event. We're going to be part of it. I can't wait. I'm glad to be part of it actually, and glad to be grabbing all the footage that's going to be seen around the world.
What you might want to do, just a thought, live on the air, uh, do an interview with Lee Smith live and ask her about the Ken Hayashi Reign of Terror. go go live on air and live stream it to the world, because not many people realize what that guy did to boxing in Canada, specifically here in Ontario, and taking us out of the picture. But it's like Mike and I have just said, it's rebounding in a very big way.
We
And
used to have Friday night fights at Maple Leaf Gardens
Maple Leaf Gardens, I
with
know.
people like George Chavallo and Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali.
Ali fought there.
Yes, I'm saying like we used to be the mecca for Canadian boxing, and
Yeah.
Ken Hayashi destroyed that and
Destroyed it.
allowed Montreal to take that away from us.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing your reports tomorrow. I hope you'll do some shorts just to let the fans know where you're at, what you're doing, why you're there. And again, to give those women the support they truly deserve. Not that they need it, they deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And it's going to be great. You're going to have a lot of fun too.
Oh, I'm gonna have a ton of fun.
The
Lisa's already.
Are you taking young Evan?
Yes, I'm taking the new cameraman, young Evan.
The gimbalized Evan?
The gimbalized, wonderful shot getting Evan. He's really good with the camera. He's really got that gimbal down hard. He's got the reach to get it in the ring further than I can. So his shots look a little better sometimes, but yeah, definitely we're gonna get some great footage tomorrow. Some great interviews. Oh, he says he'll be there, so there we go.
I'm expecting to see great things. I know our technical staff have done a great job of allowing young Evan to incorporate all of his great footage automatically. So, and I don't really know how this all works. I'm not the tech guy, but the report I just read, just while you were doing the bet stamp thing, the report I just read was it might be on our Talk and Fight site right now. When Evan shot an entire card, and all those fights are now matched up. They're named and tagged, and it looks great. So I'm really happy with what Evan's doing, and I hope you guys get some great interviews tomorrow, some great sparring footage. Let's see some blood.
Definitely. It'll be great. Well, that's all the boxing we got to talk about. So
yeah, man.
I guess that's it for tonight.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like another great show by both of us.
Yeah, and our friends down in Philadelphia. I know Tim Witherspoon's on the road right now.
Yep.
I don't know where Jay ended up this weekend. He's probably still in Florida. But
must be enjoying the sun.
But our friends in Philadelphia who have asked us to share our content with them, that is going to start to happen potentially as early as next week.
Excellent.
So Talk and Fight will be reaching, roughly speaking, 60 million households through the Roku network, but also will be incorporated into what's called lineal TVs. So huge screens, and instead of having to search for boxing, it'll be one of those applications that's on the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
So you just scroll through, click, boink, and we'll be part of it. We'll be part of it. One of the good things that the boxing channel will have, I don't know what's going to be branded as at the moment, but one of the things he's done, he's licensed a bunch of really classic fights and documentaries. And I don't know if you're a fan of history or not, but Ken Burns has done a great job of documenting the American Civil War. And he's also done a bunch of documentaries on famous boxers, including some that we've mentioned in the past, especially Lou Eisen. So, we fit right in with the program, and all of our content is welcomed by Alex and his crew down in Philadelphia. And I can hardly wait to get that stuff on TVs legitimately, and like bring boxing back into the fore, as a legitimate sport, as is golf, as is tennis, as is football, as is soccer, whatever. I don't know how boxing lost its space, but it's coming back.
Yes, it is.
And we are part of it.
Yes, we are.
Here we come, DAZN. We're coming for you.
Yeah, right. For real. Let's do it. We're coming after you.
All right, Mike. Enjoy your ride home. And
all right.
I'm really looking forward to the footage tomorrow.
Excellent.
Say hi to
Excellent.
Evan for me. Make sure he's a good boy and uses that gimbal.
Oh, I will. I'll make sure he's on it. Don't worry. He'll get that fight footage.
All right, cool.
Yep. All right, Talking Fight fans, thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Friday Night Panel with Grumpy Graham and yours truly, Mike Orr from Knuckle Up. Doing what we do best, man, reporting on boxing. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new topics. Peace.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.